Welcome back to the Marlins here on OOTP 26. As you can see, we are here at July 11th. That means it's time for the first-year player draft. But before we get into that, it is time to go over how our Marlins have been doing. And as you can see, the Fish, as of late, are on a roll here. Only one loss so far in the month of July. That's a series win over the Yankees still, a sweep of the White Sox, a sweep of Texas. Then going back to June, we dropped the series to San Francisco on the road, but before that, series win in a four-game set, series win, then we lose a series, series win. So, up and down a bit in July, but overall, we're starting to really turn things on here. And I think one of the big reasons for that, well, first of all, we should take a look at where we are in the standings. Expanded standings, we have a plus 90 run differential, which is quickly the third best in Major League Baseball. The first best is plus 129 of the Minnesota Twins, and the second best is plus 128 of the St. Louis Cardinals. We are third best, sitting 5 games in front of the Atlanta Braves. New York Mets and the Phillies are all very scrappy this season as well, but the Braves have a negative run differential, but the Mets and Phillies have both have positive, so we'll see what it looks like towards the end of the season. But right now, we are firmly in first place, 5 games in front of them, 8-2 in our last 10. And if we just quickly look at our team's stats here, you can see 8-1 in July, 15-2 in June, 15-12 in June, 18-10 in May, 15-11 in April. Overall, just been very, very good. And you can just see on these numbers here, lots of high single digits, third in batting average, second in slugging, second in OPS, WAR, WOBA, the most runs scored in the National League, the second most hits, the most extra base hits. Not hitting a ton of home runs, but we never really do. Sixth in walks, fourth in least amount of strikeouts, the best stolen bases, and then eighth in base running value, but it's still a plus, so we will take it. And then on the pitching side of things, this has actually gotten a bit better as of recently. The bullpen has actually kind of been not as good as you would expect this season, but as of recently, things have started to get a bit better here. But most overall, a lot of good numbers here. A lot of top 3, top 4 stuff, top 2. The third least amount of runs allowed combined with our most runs scored. Second least hits allowed, second lowest opponent's average. I mean, we're holding opponents to a 215 batting average. That's pretty goddamn good. Second least amount of home runs allowed. Once again, we are going to walk people. That's just what is going to happen with Pedro Patino and Ramon Hernandez in our staff. It's just, the side effect of having those guys in our staff, we're fine with it. We're first in strikeouts, 15th in walks. You live by the strikeout, you die by the strikeout, and then still playing a very good defense as we do here in Florida. But taking a look at the lineups first, we should take a look. We sort by WAR here. The best player on the team so far, offensive-wise, has been Dylan Head. He has just been doing Dylan Head things. He's got a 3 WAR, a 109 WRC+, 12 doubles, 5 home runs. He's walking a good amount, and he's not striking out. He's actually leading off for us against right-handed pitching, rather, because he's just been that good. You take a look at his splits against righties, significantly better against righties than lefties, but obviously he's in there for his glove as well, so he doesn't, get off against lefties. And he's got that 6.9 ZR here in July, so doing what he does. Dylan Head continues to be our stud in center field, and also swiping a ton of bags, 35 swipe bags with a 92% success rate, doing what he does. And then Marcantonio, he's Marcantonio, folks. He's, the man's got a bad back. It don't matter. 2.6 WAR, 161 WRC+, 21 doubles, 13 home runs, even with starting the season with a little 4-week IL stint. We take a look. He had the, what exactly was it? It was the quadriceps. He tore his quadriceps, and you can see he's already had a bunch of nagging injuries throughout the season. Came back from the quadriceps, then had a precautionary reasons for a day head injury, hip flexor strain. He had a strained oblique that he played. He played through all of these. So strained oblique, groin tightness, back spasms. It just does not matter. This guy just gets in there. He plays through these injuries, and he rakes. Marcantonio, we would prefer he doesn't play through these injuries, but Marcantonio, generational bat here. Somebody wanted to see what his ratings look like against left-handed pitching. Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good, folks. No slouch against righties either, but obviously, put a lefty against this guy, and you're just asking for a home run. I mean, just generational. What can I say? And then Ashedri Vargas has actually been quite solid for us this season as well. 26 doubles, leads the team here at the July 11th point of the season. 10 home runs, is one of the top guys on the team as well. We have multiple double-digit home run guys. He is one of them. Once again, doesn't strike out, getting on base a decent amount, hitting for 300 average, 15 swipe bags at a very good success rate. He is continuing not to play great defense in the infield, but, it is what it is at this point. We're still playing good defense as a team, so we can take, Vargas not being the greatest defender at second base, even though ideally he, isn't a bad defender at second base with these ratings. But for whatever reason, he just is not performing well at second base. Agustin Ramirez, or we should go to Brooks Lee first. He's been really weird this season. He's still hitting a good amount of doubles. He actually has 9 home runs as well. Still walking a decent amount, not striking out, and he's stealing a good amount of bags too, playing good defense at shortstop, but he's just not doing it consistently. He's not getting on base. He's not hitting for average. He's not slugging that well. So Brooks Lee, bit of a down year this year, definitely concerning. He's 32. We only have him for one more season guaranteed after this. So, if he continues to have bad seasons for this year and next year, it might be time to move on from Brooks Lee once his contract runs up. It might already be that time because, we're usually not in the business of giving second contracts here in Florida. We'll have to see how things pan out. And along with Brooks Lee, a lot of our guys have kind of just been like middling one WAR, like 90, 100 WRC plus players like Agustin Ramirez, continuing this spree that he's been on the past few seasons of just being like a, whatever sort of bat, but like good enough to keep playing through the rest of his contract here. One more year left on that as well. It'll end at the same time as Brooks Lee. And then we also have Jorge Garza, who's been kind of disappointing this season in that 3-hole spot for us. I think he's been better a bit yes. So April he was really good, May was really bad, and then here in June and July he's back to being Jorge Garza. So his WRC plus should start to stabilize a bit more. It is back up in the triple digits right now, so we're not worried about Garza for us. Amishai and Mikov and their platoon have been quite good for us. Laura's been concerning, even though he does have 11 home runs, just not really doing anything that great for us. He has one more guaranteed year left on his contract, and if he keeps playing like he has this season, and even sort of like last season, I'm not sure we're picking up this contract option. It is only 8.25, but we got some young guys coming up the pipeline, and Wilfredo Lara is really going to have to step things up here if he wants this spot for 2035. We'll have to see. But then Camilo Diaz has been fine coming off the bench for us. Dario Bird has gotten a decent amount of ABs. He's actually been quite good. He has 13 home runs. Grindlinger's he's actually quite bad, but he's a backup catcher. And then you can see Alex Garcia. We have called up the 20-year-old Panamanian as the number 6 prospect in baseball. He was absolutely tearing things up in AA. You can see last year in rookie ball was just way too good for that level. And then this year, straight to AA, 180 WRC plus through 293 ABs, 22 doubles, and 13 home runs, and even a 2.5 WAR as a guy playing center field for some reason in AA. So we called him up, and now he is our left fielder. Definitely much more positioned to be a left fielder. And, the bats right now, good enough. They could possibly be even way better, as you can see here, with this good personality class. We're very excited to see what Alex Garcia turns into here. And he's in our lineup here for the rest of the season. We actually sent down Nick Johnson because he was just not performing. You can see here, down the stretch with us last year, that's 61 WRC plus, 82 this season. It's just not enough to get it done. You're going to have that type of WRC plus while striking at 35 to 40% of the time. It's just not worth it. So Nick Johnson here is in AAA for us. Unfortunate, but that's where he is. And then if we take a look at the pitching side of things, we've had to make some changes here. Like I mentioned, the bullpen has not been as good as it has been recently. While on the staff, though, the rotation, Pedro Patino, he's just the best pitcher on planet Earth. He's got a 3.3 WAR, 237 ERA plus, a 72 FIP minus, which is a 181 ERA and a 311 FIP, a sub-1 WHIP, 25.4 K minus walk at a 38.5 K percentage, sub-1 home run per 9, a 210 BABIP. I mean, Patino is incredible, folks, and we've got him locked up to that long-term deal. Very, very team-friendly through 2042, his age 32 season. And we're excited to see what he can do for us, especially if he keeps pitching like this, because he is really, really, really good. And then Ramon Hernandez has been our second best pitcher. He is also really, really good. 2 WAR for him, 182 ERA plus, 86 FIP minus, 2.3 ERA, 3.7 FIP. Striking out a bunch of guys. Not quite as much as he has been. That's actually been quite down this season, which is kind of concerning. With the home run rate has dropped a ton. The walk rate's actually up. That's actually quite concerning. The K rate has gone down. The walk rate's gone up. That's not what you want, especially with a walk rate of almost 15 if you round up. So he's getting away with it right now, but we would like to see that come back down to earth, what he has been doing the past 2 seasons for us. And then Yuji Harada is in the rotation for us because Brian Burnett was just terrible. He might be going down to AAA at some point because it's not like he's been doing... Actually, he has. He's been doing better as a reliever, but in the rotation, he was just 15 starts, brutal, just terrible. So he's no longer in the rotation, now in the bullpen for us. So Harada's back in the rotation. He was good for us in the bullpen, and he's, whatever in the rotation. He can handle it. So he's in there, along with Jose Hernandez, who's been up and down this season. He did have an injury stint as well with a elbow strain, which cost him a couple weeks, but he is back. And if we look at his pitching splits, he is starting to get a bit better here. I guess he's only had 1 start in July, but we want to see... His FIP's always been pretty good. He's kind of gotten screwed by the ERA here. So Hernandez, we're confident that he can be a good pitcher here for us. And then Hurston Waldrop got off to a really poor start this season. He's only got he has a 93 FIP minus, which is, solid, but the ERA below league average. Not quite to be on pace with the 4 WAR season, 3.5 WAR season he has been doing for us. Got off to a really weird start where in April he was not good. May he was whatever. June he kind of got roughed up, and then here in July so far he's turning it back on. So hopefully that is the trend upwards we're looking for here the rest of the season. And then like I mentioned, the bullpen, we made some changes. Peyton Martin and Mike Carrier, they have not really gotten it done this season. Peyton Martin has a FIP that's above worse than league average. He's given up too many home runs. He's now down to a 45 overall. And, he might be on the outside looking in as a guy who's going to hit arbitration this offseason. Peyton Martin, no longer in the stopper role for us. He still has a secondary role, but now he's a middle reliever, along with Mike Carrier, who's coming off back-to-back reliever of the years, 2031 and 2032. And this season he's been okay, but it hasn't been great. He's still in a middle relief, stopper, secondary role, but right now our stoppers are Luke Garreau, who has been probably our best numbers-wise reliever this season with a 2.03 ERA plus and a 49 FIP minus. So he is in the right-handed stopper role, while Adrian Grijalva, the Nicaraguan, is the left-handed stopper because him and Garreau have been our best relievers. And then we still have TJ Griffin as that setup/high leverage guy. And the rest of our bullpen, Mike Bird, he's been, solid enough. Brian Burnett, we talked about, has been better in the bullpen than he was in the rotation. And then Chris Ramirez has been steady in a very low leverage role. As far as some guys we could call up for Burnett or somebody else if we decide to go that option at some point, Tony Elizalde is in AAA right now. He's been doing pretty well this season. He was doing well with the FIP in AA, but kind of got screwed with the ERA. Overall, been really solid. Kurt Tebow is currently in AAA, pitching very well down in Jacksonville. His ratings aren't really the best right now, but he's a guy we could possibly call up at some point. Rico Vergan is another guy that we should probably reward with a call-up at some point. He's looking like he could be a solid starting pitcher for us. He might end up in that 5th starter spot at some point this season. We shall have to see. And then we did actually call up Gustavo Rico for a bit this season. He got 12 innings in 8 games and was really not good with the ERA. The K- walk was horrible. He was walking way too many guys, not striking out enough. Wasn't quite ready to come to the big leagues, but hopefully he's going to start developing some more, filling in some of these potentials, and turning into the absolute monster that it seems like he can be. We also have a guy like Prospero Cannavaro here, who is a Venezuelan. We signed an international free agency in 2028 for $160,000, and now he's looking like he could be like a Ramon Hernandez type starter. Not quite as good, but like that type of high stuff, movement, low control sort of player with ground ball pitcher tendency. Angel Macias here is another guy we signed in international free agency in 2030. He was a $2.4 million signing, reliever out of Nicaragua. He's a right-hander, doing well in Double-A right now. He could end up in the big leagues at some point. But now it's actually time to get into the first-year player draft here. In 2033, we have the 33rd overall selection, dead last as usual, at least towards the end of the draft, or towards the end of the first round as always. The Cubs have the number 1 overall pick this season as they jumped up from number 7. The Pirates dropped from 1 all the way to 6, but they also have a compensation pick at number 4. So let's go ahead, jump in here, and see who the Cubs take number 1. It is Matt Scarberry from Duke University, a corner outfielder with some high contact, high power, good speed profile. Sure, why not? I probably would have taken, let's just look at the guys here. If I had the number 1 overall pick, I probably would take, who was the guy that I was seeing in the, was it this guy? I mean, that looks like a good high school bat. I think it was Corson. Corson was I think this guy's, I mean, the contact is kind of, I don't know. It's probably up in the air. This guy has the really good personality class, but he has a similar, like, only 55 contact with some good gap power and eye, like Corson does here. Corson's a bit more closer to the big leagues, so I guess it just depends on what you're looking for here. But, you know, not a horrible pick, number 1 overall. But we shall move on to 33, where we have our pick of some interesting guys, I guess. Our scout thinks we should take Eddie Rock Fabian, who we will not be taking as a poor corner outfielder who has no gap power whatsoever or power. 100% not taking that. And then we have these other 70 guys here who are relievers. They do look like really good college relievers. Like this guy could be like in our bullpen like right now out of University of Nebraska. This Mark Elstorm guy as well could like be a very fast riser through the system. But I don't think we want to take a guy like that at this point in the draft, unless there's just like absolutely nothing here. This Ryan Coppersmith guy, 6'6" first baseman. Maybe. He's like a high school guy, though. He's 19, but he's, you know, not very developed. Okay. Good contact, gap power. We've been taking so many outfielders as recently, I feel like. I'm not a big, like, draft for need guy, but at the same time, we just have so many outfielders in the system that it's like, at some point, we're going to need some infielders to be coming up through our system, some catchers, you know, dudes like that can actually have a way to playing time here on our team. So, like, what would be the infielders? Coppersmith, another first baseman, a guy who has no power. Philip Butts. He's a first baseman. I mean, I wouldn't play this guy at third. Yeah. Maybe you could get lucky and get, like, a dev boost, and he could be, like, a corner outfielder for you if his range goes up a bit. That's probably the best course of action with him. Closer to the big leagues here, but he's, you know, once again, that's an outfielder. We're looking for an infielder here. Even if he is very close to the big leagues, not really what I'm looking for here. I mean, I'm just not really seeing any infielders that stand out to me. Like, this guy has got decent infield range, but he can't really play third. He can't really play second or short because his turn DP, so he's more of a third baseman who doesn't have any power. So not really interesting there. Once again, no power on this guy. I mean, there's just not anything that we're looking for here. None of these guys are like what we want. Like, Philip Butts is probably the best looking bat that we want here. Him or Coppersmith. Yeah, I mean, it's just none of these guys stand out to me. Huddleston, I guess, is kind of interesting. This guy, not really. This guy is kind of interesting. Shortstop. He can maybe play you like a decent enough second base, but also probably not because he has 50 turn DP. So maybe I would probably want him at third, but he doesn't really have the arm to play third, so he doesn't really have the greatest infield outlook. But he's got a good enough gap power to like be intriguing enough, but also his contact is more Void K than it is BABIP. I mean, maybe we are just better taking off that really good college reliever. Because none of these guys are really that intriguing. There's no, like, standout glove at shortstop. Like, this guy's one of the fake 70 range guys. We already looked at Alan Anderson. Yeah, I mean, there's never anybody who can, like, actually play shortstop in these drafts. It's fucking insane. There's nobody who's even, like, a standout, like, outfielder. Even if we did want to go that way. I mean, this guy is kind of intriguing, I guess, but no power. I mean, where are all the interesting guys? There's like a high-framing catcher who can't hit. Like, who's the best catcher available? 55 potential catcher who can't catch. None of these guys can catch. These are all their framings. Boom, 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 boom. Good enough 60 here. This is probably the best guy. Like, I'm not taking this guy first round. I mean, this is brutal. There's like nothing here that I like. So what about pitchers? And it's just those relievers. It's like Sereno's probably the most intriguing. Yeah. If we go one of those relievers, we would go with Sereno. He's got that 35 stamina, too. So maybe he could get lucky and he gets a second pitch. You get another college arm. Andy Hodge. Kind of interesting. Andy Martin. Probably like Hodge more. Another college reliever. I would probably just take Hodge if we want to go a pitcher, just because he's got the starting potential. Even if Sereno does look like he could be really good. I don't know, maybe we do take Sereno. Maybe Sereno is the guy. Maybe Sereno's the guy, I don't know. It's a late first rounder. So sort of like anything goes. We're not taking that Fabian guy. I don't know why this guy is rated to 70. Like, what about this guy is a 70 rating? Nothing. Nothing about him is a 70 rating to me. It makes no sense. And like, I don't want to take a 55 potential infielder who really isn't even that interesting to me. I've never had this much of a difficult time taking a first round pick selection before, because there's like nobody here who's intriguing to me. I mean, Hodge looks like he could possibly have like an 80 grade curveball to go with a fastball splitter that's at 65. You know, I would say Sereno's probably a little bit less ready than I thought he was, but he could still be a fast mover. Man, but like we don't need pitching, but like again, I'd say I don't like drafting for need. I think we just have to go with the starter. We just have to go with Hodge there as the starting potential. So Hodge is going to be our first round pick here. Boom, 33rd overall, move things on to our next pick. And then Sereno went at some point in the second round. This other high school reliever who looks like he could be good is available. Don't know if we want to go with that. Andy Martin, not really that intriguing. And then just a lot of like high school dudes. This guy's not that intriguing. What about the bat standpoint? Are we gonna like just like do like 2 picks here and then just go to the end of the draft? Because that's what it's looking like right now. Like, that's the level of like dudes that are available in this draft. Like, nothing is interesting. Do we just take Alan Anderson because he's an infielder and we need infielders? Like, is that where we're at? I think Alex Gonzalez is going to be our guy here. High schooler, maybe he develops, maybe he doesn't. He's going to be our guy, Alex Gonzalez. Boom, second round pick, move things on to round 3. Coppersmith is still here. Our scouting director thinks we should take Sam Moore, a high school pitcher. Let's go starters here. Are all the good college guys? These are like fake college guys. They're like JUCOs. I mean, he went to Chipola, which is good school. No. Hewitt, no. 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 Not really. And then the college bats that are here. I mean, Huddleston is kind of intriguing to me as a college bat. I think we're going to go Huddleston. Huddleston's going to be our guy here. Boom. 3rd round pick. Move things on round 4. Bobby Bazinski is still here. Chris Asher. We might just take Chris Asher, honestly. I mean, this guy's bat is more intriguing to me, but he's not an infielder. Doug Williams or Chris Asher. Probably where I'm leaning. Well, let's take Doug Williams. Doug Williams is going to be our guy here. Round 4. Is Chris Asher still going to be there? He is. Let's just take him. Why not? Bang on. Move things on round 6. And we're already at a point where I'm just like, I don't know, man. Alright, so I believe we only showed the first 5 picks. We took Doug Williams, then Chris Asher, and then in round 6 we took Ryan Hoagland. He is an outfielder, 65 range, good gap power, good speed profile, out of a stinky university. Whatever. 6th round pick. Round 7 we take Ryan Smith, another high gap power, 60 outfield range, good speed profile, out of college in Seattle University. Shout out to where Tarek Skubal went, I believe. Round 8, Danny Cagle, a hard-throwing right-hander out of New Mexico State. Already has a really good fastball, throws really hard. Who knows if he develops or not. It was a really piss-poor draft class. Round 9, we took Eric Wagner, 21-year-old reliever type. Could get a stamina boost and maybe be like a 5th starter type. Who knows? Round 10, this is the interesting one, folks. On first glance, you're like, nothing really too interesting about him, and then until you realize this. He's a knuckleballer, folks. He has a 55 grade potential knuckleballer coming out of high school. 10th round pick. Scott Singer, please develop. Round 11, we took a 50 potential catcher, apparently. Sure, why not? Then we took in round 12, Mike Johnson, a 65 framing catcher. Round 13, we took Kevin Shaver, a really good personality class, decent speed, enough for he's like a 4th outfielder type possibly someday down the line. 14 was Jared Slavin, a reliever with really high control coming out of high school. Round 15 was Juan Parada, a lefty reliever coming out of a Pennsylvania high school. Round 16, we took Kyle McIntyre, a Filipino-American reliever with really, really good stuff. Fastball, changeup, splitter potential, but has no idea where it's going, and he's extreme fly ball. Round 17, we took Melvin Gonzalez, another guy who has good stuff potential in a couple pitches, good stuff overall, has no idea where it's going. Round 18, we took Matt Wiegand, a reliever out of Seton Hall University. Definitely don't Google what's going on with that baseball program currently. Round 19, we took Zach Krim, a 70 framing catcher who did, just catch our minor leagues. And then round 20, we took TJ Rogers, a possible maybe develops into something someday. Who knows?